Good evening, everyone. Let's begin our show that why is this quest isn't a group quest? Because screw me, I guess, like. And I started leveling to 36, and obviously the first problem was that quests aren't really shows what difficulty they are. For example, this one. This sh- this should be a group quest. Like I just summoned an elite and quite a strong one as well. That had some ads with it because I didn't clear up, but I didn't know that's gonna happen. But yeah, this isn't a group quest, by the way. That's nice. But don't worry, there is another quest that's why isn't this quest a group quest kinda question, like this one. Why? Because meet Screeching Harpy that for some reason has an ability that not just silence but you're just unable to attack for 9 seconds long. And it's an AoE and he or she spawns it. If you pull 2 harpies, you just permanently silenced with your pet. What is this enemy? Why is this a fair enemy? But don't worry, this isn't the part I'm being advised in this group quest, but this part. Once you interact with this quest object, it summons 2 harpies. Yes! 2 harpies behind you! But you're thinking probably, this isn't a group quest still, right? Nope! After you defeat this 2 enemy, it summons 2 additional harpies. Isn't that fun? And I get it, you're thinking, yeah, it's kind of sound bad, but it's not a group quest. After you defeat these 2, it summons 3. And keep in mind, these are harpies. Just one wrong move and you are permanently silenced. But you're probably thinking, yeah, for the last one 3, it's understandable. It's kind of hard, but not a group. Oh, no. It still summons 3 additional, with one of them being not an elite, but a big guy. And yeah, now you're thinking, okay, that might kind of be hard. But it's not over yet, because for some reason in this game, the respawn time is 3 minutes or something in a cave. I was fighting the last wave, and of course, respawn started to happen. So instead of 3, I started fighting 4, and I had such a small place to fight in because I didn't want to put more respawns in. This is not a group quest, by the way, where you have to fight 10 harpies in a row by 2-2-3-3, and they can permanently silence you with just one wrong move. But no, this is not a group quest. But luckily, after the next one, it finally says a group quest, so wow, if this next quest is gonna be a group quest, it's gonna be so hard compared to if this wasn't a group quest compared to this, it's gonna be so... Yeah, it just kill one elite rock golem by himself that does almost nothing. Now that's a group quest, right? Not the previous one, or the one with the serpent with the ads. No, this is the group quest, not the other 2. This is what makes this game hard, not the other 2. This! After continuing the quest, I checked a vendor in Staunton and it sold a fire protection potion, which sounded amazing, but I need to fish to actually create them, so... well, guess that's a minus potion that I can create. After finishing this quest chain by just going there, kill 1-2 enemies, go there, which was pretty easy compared to the Harpy Cave, I finally got to the end, which was just do a dungeon, which actually said it's a dungeon quest, which was honestly quite kinda surprising because I was expecting it to not say anything after that Harpy Cave that didn't say it's a... Meet the new thing I hate. These yetis. Now these little innocent looking yetis look like so innocent and no problem, right? Yeah, I just needed one Hercular rod for them. Sounds easy, right? It took me half an hour. I killed so many yetis. I was there so long that I felt so bad. I don't remember how much I killed, but I definitely feel like I killed more than I actually did. I was there for half an hour at least, if not more. Yeah, thanks. I didn't need to go anywhere. I thought it's just gonna be a quick 2-3 minutes quest and I can actually go. No. Yeah, cool. Good quest. But I finally finished. I turned in the quest and I got a new quest and I was so happy that I don't have to go back to the Yetis anymore and I'm just... But I finally finished it. Now I just have to turn the quest in the Alliance camp. Why? You gotta be kidding. I went to Strangathorn Vale, which was nice because most of the quest was just like Slade, which I needed. I needed something just... I know how much I have to kill instead of random amount of between 1 to 1000. It was a little nice. Well, speaking of which, I had this puzzle quest which took way too long because they didn't drop, but they also dropped this spine thingy. And it does give me for 2 minutes 10 resistance to Shadow and Frost. I don't know if I ever gonna use it, but it's nice and I will keep this in mind. And it's time to talk about the most goated zone ever that kept my sanity intact, or it would have shattered if I was questing in 1000 Nidros or something. Desolate. This zone was a god-given gift. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this was the best zoning quest. Like, just look at this. Pick up 10 clamps from the ground. You got it, lady. Kill 19 nege. Consider it done. Kill 28 satyrs. Whatever you say, boss. Kill 15 cultists. I love you. Just kill one guy. Anything for you. Kill 50 centaurs. Yeah, sure, whatever. Collect kudos and bring it back to you while you're standing next to them. I will do this for you. For free, man. For free. Fish for you? Kill one guy and then kill another guy? Wow, I would marry you if you weren't gay. Anyway, you get the point. There was a lot of walking, I admit, but every quest was specific. There was no randomness. I knew if I'm gonna start this quest, how long it's gonna take, instead of just throwing a dice and hoping it will drop. I love this zone. And also in this zone I found this vendor, which sold scrolls. I was struggling with scrolls because then we didn't drop it anymore for some reason. So this vendor actually was really useful for selling scrolls, and I will keep this vendor in my mind. I might come back to this later. Now you would think after learning that everything can kill me easily and I'm struggling, I would not start with a difficult quest, but yeah, I started a level 38 quest when I was level 35, and yeah, it summoned the level 40 succubus with 2 other demons, which was red to me, and you probably think that I'm stupid. Yeah, I am. But, I mean, all I had to do is protect them. It doesn't say I have to kill them. I mean, they can work for me. I'm just protecting them. I did do this quest and I went to do another great quest which was just kill one big guy. But while I was doing it, I leveled up. 36. And I put another talent on the Shadow Master, which is just 2% life drain and 2% shadow damage increase, which is really good. This is probably my best talent so far. Now I went to my trainer and I noticed immediately that level 38 is the golden level. Curse of Agony, Life Drain, the Rain Sword, which doesn't matter, and Siphon Life. That was such a good level. And now you might ask that why am I not waiting for level 38 when that's the next level for the dungeon? And that's a good question, but if you look at this, the next free dungeon is level 38. And I'm kind of scared, because I could easily level up in 2 dungeons before I go to the third one. So I decided I'm gonna do a dungeon before reaching 38, and I'm probably gonna pick the easiest one. Scarlet Graveyard. At least that's what I thought, that's the easiest one, but I feel like I was wrong, but that's the shortest one. Now you might have noticed that I need Gold Throne, but I have no idea where to get it, so I only have one, and I went to the dungeon. Which already surprised me, because our first enemy has more than 3k health. That's so much. And the problem is, all of the other enemies also have 3k health. This was already a huge step up, like, compared to Black Fathom Deeps, other than the Myrmidons, they just have double the amount of health than anything else so far. That kind of struck me, because taking longer to kill one, not just a problem for mana, but whenever I pull more than one, like for example this group, I'm on a timer before my pet dies, and they were dual wielding, which means they were shredding my pet pretty quickly. Yeah, this is this is kind of hard. Now I did fight my first boss, which was, to be honest, nothing special other than it took ages because I had no mana and health to fight, because I had to kill an elite next to him, which I didn't realize that's a boss, but hey. The boss was fearable, so you can guess what happened, even though it took way too long because I had no mana or health. The boss just slowly but surely died. Now I finally reached the graveyard parts, which I was not ready for. I knew they were undead, but I wasn't ready how much I'm just used to using fear. And because they have more than 3k health, fear was kinda an essential toolkit for me to use because my pet could not hold the aggro for that long. Now the little ghosts weren't that bad other than they were really killing my pet, but I just couldn't get aggro since they only had 1k health, so before the aggro points they just died. But these guys, the big ones, the zombie and the ghost, and also the ghost summoned another ghost, which, I mean, not that big of a deal, my pet just won't hit them, but the problem was the aggro. I waited even at the start before I started fighting, but the pet just can't hold aggro for that long. 3k health is a lot. And later on I literally waited for my pet to cast 5 torment before I started fighting because I just couldn't do anything if I get aggro. I couldn't fear them. All I could do is kite, but they were faster than me since their health was about 20%. I was struggling, and it's kinda hard if they actually have a lot of health like in this dungeon. Now I did sneak myself into the crypt because I sure as I didn't want to find, and top of the crypt I found actually a evade spot, like they couldn't hit me or reach me, so they evade, as you can see in with the blue ghost there. That was really useful because there was no way for me to go back if I overpulled. And speaking of overpull, there was a patrol behind an enemy and I managed to do my first pull immediately as an overpull. But it was a great time to test out the evade spot. Now this place was a struggle because every enemy took like 3 minutes to kill because I had to wait almost a minute for my critical tango to grab the aggro. And now this part, 2 elites or 6 normal non-elites ghosts. That was just so much without fear. I just couldn't handle it. I had to do the cheese way that kills some and run to the evade spot because there was no way I can kill them without fear. And here's the problem with the evade spot, the XYZ, as I talked about in Black Phantom Deeps. They can just hit me. This evade spot was not perfect, but this is all I had. Luckily they didn't kill me. I managed to find another corner in that place where they couldn't hit me and evade it, but this is bad. This is really bad. This is not a safe zone, but technically a safe zone. This could be an easy death here. But I managed to reach the boss and it was finally time to kill the boss. Now the boss is Shadow Bolt, which wasn't that bad, but Flame Shock, which is a fire damage over time, and most importantly Blast Wave, which is a melee AoE spell that hits so hard that it almost killed my pet. But I managed to overheal him just slightly so my pet can keep alive, and slowly but surely I would chip him down. And to my surprise, respawn happened. I had to go back to the evade spot to evade them because there was no way to defeat a boss and an elite at the same time. But to no avail. The boss was a caster, and the zombie was in a terrible position that could hit me easily. That was only one thing to do here, and that is death. Yep, I died. Respawn already happened, and because it was so late, I just quit. I couldn't continue anymore, and I had no idea why the respawn was so quick. I wasn't there for so long. Usually the respawn time is 2-3 hours. Yet I think I was there for like 20-30 minutes. But for now, this is it. Boss defeated me. I lost. The next day, when I had finally free times, I went back to the dungeon and started clearing. I killed the boss, I killed everything during the way, even the whole crypt I cleared out every enemy in it, so I can 1v1 the final boss, because I knew my previous strategy won't work. I don't have that much time. I can't just heal my pet and slowly chip him away. I have to kill him fast. So I summoned Fiona, and I was ready to fight again and kite him to death. And it happened again. Response. I literally rushed. I did it so fast. I drank it every time I needed. I didn't even wait for regen. I just go, kill it as fast as I could. And even with the boss, I nuked him as fast as I could without dying. But the response still came. And yes, I died. I was stuck. I didn't know how to handle this, because this is the time I realized that when I ran back, the humans didn't respond except one, which was a patrol. And I realized that for some reason in this dungeon, all the undeads consider as patrol, which means instead of 2-3 hours respawn time, they have like 20-30 minutes respawn time. I couldn't clear the crypt that fast. There was just no way for me to clear it that fast. I couldn't do it. If I have to kill the boss, I have to stand my ground there, but there was no possibility for me to survive that. He deals so much fire damage. With the shadow I can kinda block it with the potion and with the shadow ward, but fire just gonna kill me. And once he out of mana, he's just gonna auto attack me to death. I can't survive it without kiting, but if I kite, I just ran into respawns. I didn't have any strategy, but I needed a solution. I learned as much as I could. I analyzed everything there, the respawn, the patrol, everything I could. I went on another try, but this was just not, there was no plan behind it, but I still wanted to try something out if I can, because as I said, when I ran back, I noticed one thing, and I want to use that one thing, because I needed a solution. wasn't the greatest solution, but a solution for me is a solution that I can use as a solution. So it worked. The human part for some reason doesn't respond as fast as undead, so if I could just kite him there and fight there, I have a chance. Luckily, because he's a caster, he stopped a lot of time to just cast, which made the gap between me and the boss enough for him to not hit me. And I managed to defeat it. And when I had enough, I immediately quit the game. And yeah, Graveyard is done. See you in the next dungeon.